That's the thing, like you have a written signed contract that if you die in this, nothing's going to happen. And obviously, you know, we don't want to hurt our opponents, but before you go...
want to hurt our opponents at the same time.
Yeah, that's the thing. Before I go out, I am thinking of some really, really bad shit. You know, there's no being nice. The nice can come later. My intentions when I walk out to the ring, if you can put it on paper or something, you know, it's some really terrible...
You don't have time for that.
Yeah. I'm thinking of some really terrible shit that I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And what I'm going to... Because at the end of the day, someone's trying to bash you. Someone's in there, they're trying to hurt you, they're trying to bash you, they're trying to take away everything you fucking work for in front of your friends, in front of your family, on fucking national TV. Not a fucking chance. I put my body on the line for 6 or 8 weeks. I've missed out on all this shit. I've been on a fucking strict diet. And you think you're going to come in there and fucking beat me? Not a fucking chance. You know, this is my fucking ring. It's got my name in it. I'm going in there. I'm going to fucking do my best to take your fucking head off. And that's all I'm thinking about.
Legends, what is up? And welcome to the 30th episode of the INTOCHANGE Podcast. Now, I want to stop there for a second and just say that this is a massive milestone for me and that I'm forever grateful for you guys showing your support. Because if it wasn't for the support from you guys, I probably wouldn't be here still doing this. So thank you. Now, my next guest... He's not the kind of guy you'd like to cross in a dark alleyway. He's highly trained in the art of Muay Thai, and if he was to assault you for some reason, he would be charged with assault with a deadly weapon. I'll give you Jayden Eynaud, who is actually #1 in the world for Muay Thai for his weight division at the moment. That's no small feat. #1 in the world, not in the country, not in the state, but in the world for his weight division. That is huge. And it all started with a young boy going to a Muay Thai gym for the first time at the age of 13, and falling in love with the sport and having a dream. Now, we talk about mindset, discipline, what it takes to get to where he has been, and that has meant a lot of sacrifice in his life. But at the end of the day, he had a goal, he set a plan, and now he is there. And that's all it takes. So I want to show you guys that no matter where you're at, no matter where you've been, if you set goals and you stick to the plan, you are capable of achieving absolutely anything. And Jayden is living proof of that. We had a great chat, so stick around because I got a lot of value out of this one and I know that you guys will too. I'll see you in a second. Now, Jayden, thanks for coming out and joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Just got to quickly ask though, what's the range that you have on that back elbow of yours? Because I want to make sure that I'm out of range. So just in case I ask the wrong question, because if anyone's seen your highlight reel, that shit is wild, brother. That shit is wild.
You're in range no matter how far you go, bro. Yeah, I got a couple meters on that one.
Yeah, man. I've seen that. That thing does some absolute damage, brother.
Yeah, it's almost a trademark now.
Yeah, man. I literally like that highlight reel of yours that I watched. It's just literally spinning back fists, spinning back elbows. Just.
I love to spin. You know, when in doubt, spin it out.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now, where did that come from? Was that something that you sort of, I guess, found worked really well for you when it came to kickboxing, or was it just something that was sort of felt natural? So
when I was younger, I actually started with MMA.
Right.
It wasn't actually traditional Muay Thai.
Yeah.
So when I came over to Muay Thai, after a bunch of fights, you know, MMAs, they do a lot of jumping stuff, spinning stuff, traditional stuff. So when I came to Muay Thai, my stance was naturally very unusual. And I always enjoyed the spinny kind of stuff. That was just, I loved it and had learned a lot of it. And then, just started working. I threw it in some fights and started knocking people out.
Worked really well.
I mean, there are some fights from earlier on. One in particular where I actually missed a spinning back fist, completely missed, and was off balance. And he charged in and with an elbow and knocked me out like almost clean. Ended up in hospital. I've got
like show comparison. From
100%.
To like now.
Yeah, so that was That was probably 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So it didn't work in that scenario.
Yeah.
But a lot of other ones, it cuts them up, bit of blood or knocks them out, something like that.
Now, man, the thing I love about fighting, and I just said about fighters in general, is just the mindset and just the discipline, brother. And obviously, I think I've told you I box as well. So I fight out of Wicked Bods and service there. I had a few fights, and just the stuff that you guys put your body through, like that's second to none. Yeah, like it's crazy. But obviously, life always wasn't like that for you. So what was it like growing up when you first, I guess, came into the fight scene? What was life like for you prior to that?
Fighting has always been something on my mind. Okay. I can remember being in like grade 1 and 2, and I'd look around the classroom and at the other kids and be like, I reckon I could beat him a fight. I reckon I could beat him. And just, I would imagine, I'd go through the classroom and I would imagine me fighting every single guy in the classroom, like one at a time. And I would wonder and I would envision how that fight would go against him and how that fight would go against him. But it just, I never really went and fought or trained anything. And it wasn't until I was about 13, a friend took me down to a local gym, and as soon as I walked through the doors, I knew that this is exactly what I want to do with the rest of my life.
Yeah. This is where I wanted to be full time.
Yeah, this is exactly what I want to do. I don't care about school. I don't care about friends. I don't care about work or money. All I want to do is train and fight. Nothing else. Yeah.
Now, you've got a brother. Did
Yeah.
you guys grow up bashing each other, or?
Oh, getting bashed. Yeah. He's the older brother. So, yeah, he's a year and a half older than me.
Yeah.
You know, he's the typical too cool older brother. And he was always a lot bigger and stronger than me. Maybe not now, but back then, he was a lot bigger, and he beat me up when we were little.
Yeah, cool. Is it just the one brother you've got, or?
Just the one, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So obviously, growing up, you had to fight for your food, had to fight out of all sorts of situations.
Yeah.
And found a love for the sport itself, right?
Yeah, exactly. Maybe subconsciously that's like a trauma thing where it came from, where I had to learn to defend myself. I don't know how deep you want to get, but maybe it is. But yeah, but
No spinning back elbows back then.
not back then. There wasn't. No, there was just tuck, roll, yell, and scream for mum.
I hope for the best. Eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Now, so you said you started fighting, I guess, not professionally, but started fighting and actually fighting at age 13.
Yeah. So I started training at 13, had my first fight at 15.
Okay, yeah.
And then turned pro at 17.
Yeah,
which
cool.
was actually illegal back then because it was in MMA, so I had to forge my mum's signature, and then they sort of just let it go. Yeah.
So that's how you got your start in the professional fighting.
Yeah,
world.
yeah.
You said it was in MMA.
MMA, yeah. So
Yeah.
we started with MMA with all the ground and pound and wrestling and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah. Yeah, man. Too many moving parts for me. I'm happy with just hands.
yeah, that's
Bring
enough.
legs and elbows or anything else into it. I'm getting confused as it is, bro.
Yeah,
So-
but when you only got two hands, you're missing out on so many weapons. The wrestling, the elbows, the knees. There's so many weapons that you're wasted. But yeah, I love all combat sports. Boxing is just it's amazing.
Yeah, 100%, bro. So from, I guess, becoming a pro fighter to then winning your first pro fight, what was that journey like?
Yeah, it was good. You know, you always have these little goals along the way, the smaller goals. So when I first started, all I wanted to do was, compete in my first wrestling tournament. And I did that. Then I wanted to win one. Then I wanted to have my first amateur fight. Then I wanted to have my first pro fight. And like, there's all these little stepping stones along the way. And it's sort of like you achieve one thing and then there's like 10 more things. So it's like a never ending journey.
Yeah.
So when I won my first pro fight, it was like, well, it's not good enough. Now I got to get a title. Now I got to have an international fight. Now I need a knockout. Now I need you know what I mean? So it's just, the journey is just like a never ending, ongoing cycle of I want more.
I think that just comes down to mindset, though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because I think it's the same with personal development, right? Like, you start to work on yourself and you do a little bit better, and you notice that things in your life start to get a bit better. You're like, I want more of that. Give me more of that feeling. So it sounds like it's very similar, I guess, for you when it comes to fighting.
Well, it's what you need with the mindset. Some people, and this is probably most people, they have like a little goal and they achieve it and they're satisfied. That's it. They've won. They're winners. They can relax.
Yeah, finish line, goal
Yeah,
post.
it's like, Conor McGregor says, you sleep on a win, you wake up with a loss. They get comfortable and then that's it. And before you know it, it's been a year. You haven't done anything with your life in that year because you're still satisfied from that one win or that one, business deal that you closed, and now you're broke again. Now you're a loser. So it's got to be like a constant pursuit of more, and never satisfied. Nothing is ever good enough.
Yeah, I think that the comfortability is the killer of all dreams.
Yeah,
right. Like,
people
if you
get comfortable.
That's when everything goes to shit. Right?
Yeah.
Because you, like you said, bro, you sleep on a win, you end up with a loss. Like, it's,
Exactly.
Even though you did so well today, tomorrow's not going to be the same.
Yeah, it means shit. I had a win yesterday or had a good training session. I don't give a fuck. People, they say they want to lose weight and they'll go to the gym. Yeah, I had a good week last week. I went to the gym every day. I can slack off this week. No, you can't. Get your fucking ass back in the gym. Start training, eat healthy. Oh, I stuck to my diet. Now I can eat shit this week. No, you fucking can't. Yeah, like you didn't do fucking anything. Get your ass back in the gym. Stick to your diet and do what you said you were going to do.
Yeah. Once again, that comes down to, I guess, how badly they want something and then down to the mindset.
Yeah.
So, first pro fight, 17.
Ooh, yeah, bad one.
Talk to me about it, bro.
So-
Tell me about the fight.
So being like 15, 15 I'd had by then, I'd won all these wrestling tournaments.
Yep.
I think at 14 years old, I was banned from competing with adults in wrestling tournaments. For when the under 18s. So I was 15 and we went to a tournament. They said you can't compete with the under 18s anymore, even though I was 15. You have to go up and compete with the adults. So I'd won all these adult tournaments. I'd had 5 amateur fights against adults and I'd stopped them all by knockout or submission. Came to my first fight pretty confident.
Bit of a chip on the shoulder?
Yeah, a little bit. I was 17. So at the time I went up a weight division and then my opponent pulled out. So I had to go down a weight, and then a week before the fight I had to go down another weight division, another pull out.
Yeah.
And And yeah, got in the fight, feeling good, feeling confident, huge weight cut, and then got stopped in the first minute. This guy was he was really, really good. Picked me up, slammed me in the ground and pounded the fuck out of me, big elbows, and that was it. So
man, that weight cut,
yeah,
big weight cut. How big we talking?
Like I was walking around about 81 back then. This fight was at 65.
Oh, bro, that's heavy.
Yeah,
that's
huge.
heavy. Yeah, I came down from 92.
Down what?
From amateur fight to 81, bro, and I felt that. I felt every bit of it, bro.
Such a big.
30 seconds got knocked out.
Oh, did ya?
Yeah, bro, got lifted.
No.
Got lifted with this loopy little hook, bro, and the headgear as well, because it's like looking through like a post box. I'll give it to the guy, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to Jared, man. He actually lifted me pretty well, bro.
Yeah, it's just the way it is, eh?
It's just fighting, bro. But that weight cut makes such a big difference.
It does.
Bro, right?
You got to find a
same-day
happy medium
as well.
Oh, that's got to make it hard too.
Yeah. But I know what you're feeling there, bro.
Yeah.
It's like coming down from weight, like you feel confident where you're at.
Yeah.
You've been training at that weight and you're slowly decreasing.
Yeah.
You do that big cut the last week off.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, this guy, props to him. He was a fully grown man. He was strong and he was really skilled. He really knew what he did. He came in with a game plan. He knew exactly. He's like, oh, look at this little kid. Like, I know exactly. He toyed with me, did exactly what he's had.
Put you to bed.
And yeah, he was just too good. He was on another level. So that kind of made me realize I was like, oh shit, all right. There's another level. I've got to step it up now.
So how was that? I guess having so many wins, then having your first loss, was that something that was hard to come back from for you? Because I know a lot of people that won't jump in the ring for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if I take a loss, then who am I? How will I overcome that?
Yeah. Well, I was at the time. I was 5 wins, no losses in MMA, and then two wins, no losses in Muay Thai. So I was undefeated 7 fights. I'd never gone to the end. I'd finished all the fights. So I was confident. So I knew what winning was like, and I had that loss, and it was like, well, not every fight is like this. So it didn't really take much longer to get over, and I actually fought about a month later.
Wow. Okay.
So. It wasn't really too much. I just got on with it. Some people will dwell on their losses and it'll really get to them. But I think because I'd already had so many wins, I knew that it wasn't all that bad. Like the sport was, there was some wins as well, and I just kept walking back towards those wins.
So if you were to give a piece of advice to someone that had taken a loss to overcome that loss, what would it be?
Oh, people just need a bit more of the don't give a fuck mindset. It can be a lot harder if you lose your first fight or your first couple of fights. Like if you've won your first few, you know what winning's like. You go into it and you're like, yeah, sweet, have a loss. Well, I know what winning's like now. Just got to get back to that. But if you win if you lose your first fight or your first few, it can be pretty demoralizing. You can get a bit upset with it because you don't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and that can really suck. But a piece of advice is just. Losses is a part of life, whether it be losing a friend or a family member or losing a business deal, losing a fight or anything. Losses are going to happen. It's inevitable. Like even Floyd Mayweather, who's 50-0, he's had losses in the amateurs. Everyone loses. That's just the way it goes, So especially in combat sports, you're up here one day, next down you're down here. So like just get it's all a part of the journey. Yeah. There's no way, doesn't matter what endeavor you take on, you're going to lose at some point.
Yeah.
That's it. So you got to probably biggest piece of advice is knowing before you go into it that it's going to happen at some point. You got to put every measure in place for it to not happen, but eventually it will.
I think that's the big thing as well. So I'm going to use my fight again where I got knocked out as a bit of a reference point. So
did you use that?
I know that I didn't leave any stone unturned. You know what I mean? Whereas I feel like if you go into something like that half-assed and thinking like you're going to win, you're going to get disappointed. But if you know there's always the outcome there, and you've put everything into the fight, and it's gonna, whatever comes of it is what comes of it.
Yeah, exactly. So as long as, because if you go into a fight and you've done everything, you haven't missed a training session, you haven't missed a rep, a kilometer, a calorie, a set, anything, and you've done everything you can, and you do happen to lose, which you shouldn't be thinking about a loss when you go into the fight. But if you do lose, it's like sweet, well. I did everything I could. Yeah. He's just a better fighter. Yeah. But if you go into it and you've skipped training days and you've skipped meals, whatever it is, and you're like, oh, fuck, you're going to live with the rest of the regret for your rest of your life. Oh, maybe if I didn't miss these training, I could have done better, but maybe I wasn't working as much and all that bullshit, So don't, tick every box twice.
Yeah, 100%.
In the lead up.
Once again, I guess that all comes back down to discipline. So in relation to discipline, obviously around 17, 18 is when most people are going out taking drugs, partying, doing that sort of stuff. How is that for you, seeing that all your friends probably at the time were doing that sort of stuff? And I don't know, were you partying? Were you doing that stuff as well? Were you just
never.
focused?
I was focused, man. Yeah. Like I knew from 13, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be a fighter, world champion. And I had no interest in going out and doing drugs, partying and that bullshit. I had a very small circle. So the friends that I did have had, they all understood that, fighting came before anything else. Yeah. After fights, occasionally I'd go out, but apart from that, it was head down, focused, in bed early training. I always worked weekends. I was working in a butcher shop as an apprentice, so I couldn't really go out on the weekends because I had work the next day. When I turned 18, I was working in the nightclubs and security and doing all that bullshit. So I was around it, but I was never drinking because I was working. So that helped as well, keep me away from it, working in the clubs.
Yeah, probably also seeing, I guess, the level of what goes on.
You just see how scum it is. These people go out and they try to impress people that really don't give a shit about them.
Yeah.
And they're blowing all their money, and you can see you can see where they are 10 years ago and they see where they are today. Those types of people.
Probably still saying the same people.
Yeah, same
still
people.
work in the clubs, yeah.
Yeah. I'm outside the clubs now. I'm more of an upstairs office job.
Yeah.
But I'm still there most weekends, and you can see these people, they go nowhere. They waste their money, and they're living the same life at 30 as they are at 20, and they've got nowhere. They're still broke. They're still living the same shit lives with the same shit jobs.
Yeah, it's crazy, I guess, for you to see it from a bird's eye view. Because I was actually in it, I was in that shit. And I managed to get away from it. And I see it for what it is now. But for you to be able to see that and actually see people going through that stage of it's the party stage now. It's I'm desperate stage now. It's I'm broke and I've got nothing, but I'm still trying to make something myself.
Yeah.
I'm trying to impress people that don't give a fuck about me. You know what
exactly. I mean? And people, this is the biggest advice that I give to younger people, whether you're 15 or whatever, when you're coming up, it's so much easier to set yourself up for success while you're young. Once you hit 30 or around that 30 age, that's it. Most of the time, by the time you're 30-ish, you've got a wife, a house and mortgage, a business, you got kids. They're going to take all your attention. So in between your 9 to 5, outside of that they're taking your all attention. You don't have time to go and study, learn how to invest, get a second or a third job, save your money. All your money goes to them, or your house, or all your extra energy and time goes to them. Yeah. So set yourself up. 15, 20 years old, start working and dedicate a good 5-10 years of your life to just working your ass off and not worrying about any of the bullshit, and you're going to get so much further ahead. Because after 30, hitting that success, it's never too late, obviously, but it's a lot harder after 30. So try and, set yourself up for success while you're young and take advantage of things like if you're living at home or,
100%.
If you don't have a car, or if you're, you just got your license, you're using your parents' car, or you're living out, all those small things, it's going to be so much easier to get yourself ahead before 30, and then you can't, while you're young and your regenerative capabilities are so high, you can go and work 5 jobs and you can live off 4 hours sleep a night, no problem, but when you're 30, you got fucking house and kids, your testosterone's declining, you can't do that. It's not realistic to be working 5 jobs.
Your physiology won't allow for
it. Exactly. Your test goes and your hormones, everything goes down. You can't, you need to sleep, you need to spend time with your family. So I always tell people when they're 15, when they're 20, dedicate 5 or 10 years to your life to just working your ass off, working 2 or 3 jobs, working late nights, working weekends, you don't fucking need 8 hours of sleep a night.
Do the shit that you need to do, right?
And getting yourself ahead. Get yourself ahead while you're young. Don't fucking waste your life, because you get to 30 and you got no job, no qualifications, no life experience, no network, no fucking nothing, and you have to start from square one as a broke bum. And most likely by then, you're going to be in a relationship, you're going to have a mortgage and a house, it's a lot harder. So get yourself ahead early.
Yeah, man. I wish I got that advice at 15.
So how old are you now?
31.
31, yeah,
31,
sweet.
Brother, and I got out of jail, 26, brother, with nothing. Had to start from scratch. And I can tell you, right now, I wish I had that advice back then. But not only that, I wish I'd listened to that advice back then.
And actually acted on it.
Actually actioned it, what I mean? But, so, didn't drink, didn't do any of that stuff. Life was fighting.
Yeah.
So
there was no balance or anything like that. It was just head down, working my ass off every day.
Yeah. Okay, cool. And so now today, sitting here in front of me, how many fights have you had?
45 pro fights now.
45 pro fights. And what's your record on that? Come on, flex a little bit, brother.
I'm going to try and add them up, but I'm pretty sure 33 wins, 11 losses, 1 draw. And out of the 33 wins, 18 by knockout.
Yeah, that back elbow, eh?
I got 3. Got 3 back elbows and a back fist.
Yeah, stick. Yeah, cool. So not only that, you also hold a world title. Yeah, so
I got the WMC Cruiserweight World Title, which is that one there.
It's bad boy right in front.
So and the one beside it, the green one, that's a WBC belt. So I'm actually ranked number 1 in the WBC sanction as well, which is Cruiserweight.
Crazy, brother.
So yeah, pretty stoked with that, but that took 13 years to get.
Yeah, man. So that's the thing, okay? This is a great thing for us to focus on, I think, is that you set that intention when you were 13 years old.
Yeah.
How old are you now?
26. So it's exactly
13 years, brother.
Exactly half of my life.
Half of your life.
Yeah, it took exactly half of my life to get that thing there, So that's the thing. Not everyone discovers what they want to do in life that early. Some people don't get until 40 years old and they then discover. And there's nothing wrong with that if you don't figure out what you want that young. But try and figure out exactly what you want to do with your life as early as you can and stick to it.
I think the thing to say about that is try different shit.
Yeah.
Don't just stick to one thing, right? Like get out of the comfort zone, do things that make you uncomfortable, find the thing that does gel well with you, right?
Definitely. Don't put all your eggs in one basket too early.
Yeah.
Find what you want to do. And when you find something, fucking stick to it. Don't come and go and oh, well, maybe this isn't the right thing to do, because people, if you have a big goal, big ambitions and big things, aspirations in your life, you get that there's a million different principles that you need, where hard work, consistency, sacrifice, discipline, networking, fucking all this shit that you need, right? Yeah. But two of the foundational principles, I don't care about any goal or endeavor that you're doing, all right? Two of them. And the problem is you need both of them because they work hand in hand together. But the problem is people will only have one or the other, right? It's hard work and consistency. You see these people, they're working hard. They're in there, they're grinding, they're in there early, they're staying late and all that. And they're working their ass off. But then the next week or the next month, they don't feel like doing it, so they're not in there. They're not, right? They're not consistent. They're letting their emotions dictate their actions, which is bullshit. Then there's the people on the other side of the fence, and they're consistent. They're there every single day, week after week, year after year, month after month. They're always there. They're always working, but they're in cruise control mode. They're not working hard. They're not doing extra. They're not really fucking working and grinding. They're just in cruise control mode. That's why you see them after 10 years. Yeah, they've been there the whole time, but they're in the same position, on the same pay, on the same salary, because they're consistent, but they're not working hard, or they're working hard, but they're not consistent. They're coming and going. So you need those two foundational principles: hard work and consistency. Both of them together, working hard for a long period of time, and eventually you'll get there.
I think that another thing to add to that is obviously you can have those two, but without having discipline, you're not going to stick to it, right?
Exactly.
And I think that this is a really good, time to explore what it's like for discipline with you, right? Because obviously fighting is a discipline, right?
Yeah.
But it doesn't just stay in that area of your life because, you fight, right? You do exercise. It's not just that, but it's also the mindset, the training, it's the behavior, it's the habits, it's everything that comes with it.
Everything.
So how does discipline affect you now outside of fighting?
Well, if you're doing something like a martial art, right, or a sport, and you develop discipline, that's naturally going to carry over to everything outside of your life. It's going to carry out into your relationships with your girlfriend, with your best mate, into your business. It's going to carry to everything. So, starting that so young, it's just developed a discipline in me that it's natural. I don't have to try outside the gym. It's a natural thing to do.
Yeah. And so you spoke about girlfriends. Do you have a girlfriend?
No, I don't.
Ah, okay. So single man.
Been through the love, been through the heartbreak, not all that, man. But I'm riding it solo at the moment.
Yeah. So just focusing purely on fitness and fighting.
On the fights, on the training.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot of teaching now, like through personal training and teaching Muay Thai. I've got my full-time job in private security and all that kind of stuff. So, a lot of focus on obviously winning more world titles and money. So it's basically the two focus, the same as probably the last 15 years: money, fighting, money, fighting, money, fighting. That's it. That's all I really care about, to be honest.
Yeah. So we spoke off camera. Obviously, you said you haven't got a fight on the cards just yet.
No.
Is there someone that you'd like to, see yourself fighting in the next 12 months?
Yeah, obviously the people so I've got that belt now. I guess what you were calling a top dog in that one. Now we're going to go to WBC sanction. So I'm number one in the WBC cruiserweight rankings. So there's one person above me. That's obviously the champion. I'd like to fight him. He's booked out at the moment. So hopefully we'll look at him at the end of the year, either the end of the year or the start of next year.
Yeah. Cool.
But apart from that, there's some really big shows in Russia, which we're negotiating with the moment. Some big known opponents. That's not Muay Thai. That's K1 kickboxing.
Yeah.
So we're looking at maybe October, November, or something like that. Whenever we can get the contract signed and whenever the next event is.
Yeah. So still pretty soon when it comes to it.
Yeah. So sometimes you might get 2 or 3 weeks notice. Like that WMC belt in December, we had like 2 weeks notice for that.
Wow.
And sometimes you might get 3 months notice. It just really depends on the situation.
Yeah, okay. So you've pretty much got to keep your body and your mind and everything in fight mode all the time.
You don't have to, but for me, I like to be able to know that if a big opportunity comes up, a big pay or a big opponent, big belt, whatever, that I can take it. So I stay in reasonably good shape, probably about 80%. That way, sweet, if I get a fight on 2 weeks notice, I can get fit in that 2 weeks. Yeah, I'm pretty close to fight ready anyway.
Now, I've got to ask, man, what is the pressure like walking out for a world title? You're in the shoots, you're ready to walk out. So obviously, I know with Muay Thai, it's a little bit different to boxing. You guys don't really you have a walkout song still, but you have the traditional Muay Thai sort of is it giving thanks to the spirits?
Yeah, it's sort of just like it's a Waiku Renmui, so it's a traditional,
Yeah.
like sort of, you seal the ring, you're blessed and all that, and your trainer will say a blessing and a prayer before when he puts the monkon on your head and off and all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit of a tradition, but you still get the walkout song. You walk out, the crowd goes nuts, and yeah, it's a pretty surreal feeling. You're standing there at the back and you're like, I'm fucking so keen, It's a hard feeling to describe. It's almost like a mixture of emotions, but for me personally, like I'm so in the zone.
Yeah.
Like, and it's a mixture of like, people say you shouldn't take emotions into it, but for me, there is a bit of emotions. I am thinking of the worst shit before I walk out to a fight. Like, I am prepared.
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt again, but if you're liking what you see so far, don't forget to like and subscribe and share with your friends. Remember, all your support is really appreciated, and I'll see you back over on the episode.
To die to win this fight. I'm prepared. I'm also prepared to kill this person, like, for that person to never see their family again, and I will have to live with that for the rest of my life. So that's the realistic version behind it. Yeah, it's kill or be killed, because somebody can legally kill me in that ring. If I go in that ring and I die, that person's going to walk off scot-free. That's and vice versa. That's the way it is. So
I guess that's the thing, like with fight sports, like that is literally the gravity of the situation. People don't really hear that or see that.
That's the thing. Like, you have a written signed contract that if you die in this, nothing's going to happen. And obviously, we don't want to hurt our opponents, but before you go,
want to hurt our opponents at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. It's like a weird catch-22.
Right? It's a weird thing.
Yeah,
you kill this person on the other side of the ring, right? But you also don't wish any ill harm on them.
Yeah,
right?
I know it's a weird one, but before I go out, I am thinking of some really, really bad shit. There's no being nice. The nice can come later. My intentions when I walk out to the ring, if you could put it on paper or something, it's some really terrible.
Time for that.
Yeah, I'm thinking of some really terrible shit that I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And what I'm gonna, because at the end of the day, someone's trying to bash you. Someone is in there. They're trying to hurt you. They're trying to bash you. They're trying to take away everything you fucking work for in front of your friends, in front of your family, on fucking national TV. Not a fucking chance. I put my body on the line for 6 or 8 weeks. I've missed out on all this shit. I've been on a fucking strict diet, and you think you're gonna come in there and fucking beat me? Not a fucking chance. This is my fucking ring. It's got my name in it. I'm going in there. I'm gonna fucking do my best to take your fucking head off, and that's all I'm thinking about. Obviously after, I'm a big believer in sportsmanship and all that. You give them a hug, you go for a beer with them afterwards, and everything's all good. But before the fight, there's some bad things going through your head.
Okay, so comparison to then, like you said, after the fight, so the feeling of winning that world title, man, like what is that? Does that compare to anything else you've ever done in your life?
No, probably one of the greatest moments of my life. It's like I spent half my life for this. It's like it's amazing. I've envisioned it so many times. I've had it written in my book for years. I spent so much money traveling and time and missing out on shit, and you finally get it. It's like, fuck yeah, I did this shit. I knew it was going to happen. I fucking knew.
It's like that little bit of reiteration of what you're doing is the right thing for you, right?
Exactly. Like, I knew this shit. Like, I knew this was going to happen. And you sort of get out of the ring. It's like, well, fuck, it's all over now. Now I've got to get another one.
Is that the thing though? Like, is it like straight away you're like, can I even celebrate this, or what's next?
Yeah, it was like this one specifically was like, I'm gonna have a little bit of a rest. Now I'm gonna chill for a few days. But like, then I woke up the next morning at the same time. It was like, well, like, what is next? What am I gonna do? So I went straight back to, as soon as I got back from Australia, I was like, fuck, straight back to the gym, and it's a weird one. It's kind of a good mindset, because you're always trying to progress, but at the same time it can hinder you a bit. It's like, fuck, Jayden, what are you doing, man? Slow down and give yourself a rest for once in your life. So, yeah.
Is that something you struggle with, is taking your foot off the gas?
Yeah, big time. Yeah. But like, I'm happy with the way I'm always working. I never really let my hair down. But I'm happy with that. I'm all right with not needing days off or anything like that.
Yeah, man, I think that's all that really matters, as long as you're content with
it. Right? Exactly.
But something else you said just before in that last segment was around, you've written it down about winning. Yeah. So do you journal? Is that something you do regularly, or
I don't really journal, but like I read a lot of books.
Yeah.
And through that, I'll write a lot of notes, and then at the same time I'll go through and I'll have notes. I'll have all my goals written out, and I'll read them, and I'll visualize them, and I'll put them on my board and all that kind of stuff. So I wouldn't say write it down specifically, but I used to. It was, I'd write down my goals every year, and I'd look at them and I'd read them and all that kind of stuff. I think it's very powerful.
Yeah, so that's a yearly practice that you do. That's how regular.
Yeah, but I'll go through them, because I'm on my computer every day, right? Yeah. Reading books, taking notes, working. Yeah. And every day I'll go in there, I'll have a look at my goals. Is there anything I can tick off today? Well, okay, no, maybe tomorrow. But like I'll always go through at some point in my day and I'll look at my goals. Sometimes I need adjusting. I'll type another goal in here or whatever. But yeah, every day I'll look at my goals and that's the shit that I want. It keeps you hungry.
Yeah, bro. I think that's so important, man.
Yeah.
Because like I've got this whiteboard up here. I've got goals written on that. I've got one behind that curtain as well. It's got goals written on it as well. But the thing is, I don't look at that wall.
Yeah.
I don't look at that wall. I sit here on my computer.
Yeah.
So I actually heard an Ed Milet podcast the other day, and that's the reason I ask about like with the goal side of things, like how often you look at it and all that sort of stuff. But I've got now my goals as the background of my phone.
Yeah, okay, that's clever.
You pick your phone up about
1,000,000 times a day, yeah.
And every time I pick it up, I'm seeing, and it was me getting my hand held up in my first fight, the background, and then just like the writing of what my goals are going to be.
Yeah, so that's clever.
I think that's so important to make sure you're seeing that shit, because you can write it down on a piece of paper, you can write it down in your journal.
Put it in the drawer, you never read it.
Exactly right, bro. So that's the thing. This is the thing, like people talk about the power of the law of attraction, obviously the power of manifestation. But if you're manifesting shit, it doesn't mean you just think about it, cross your fingers, and then all of a sudden it happens.
Doesn't happen.
Man, 13 years is what happened to you, and that's how you got the belt, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. You need to be able to see that shit. You need to feel it, breathe it, and live it.
Yeah, and that's another thing, because it's on your phone. You're looking at it every day. When you open your phone and you read that goal? So what's one of your goals? Give me an example that you can say.
50K months.
Yeah, there we go. You open your phone and you look at 50K months, right? What's the first thing that goes in your head? You think, earning 50K months. What's the shit I can buy? I'll open my bank account and 50K has gone in that month. You're starting to visualize, right? Every single time you open that phone, you're now visualizing. I've got mine like on a mirror as I brush my teeth before I go to bed and before I go to work. I'm looking at it. So that's the thing. When you look at your goals, you're visualizing. And visualizing is a very, very powerful thing. The amount of times every single day, every punch I throw at a bag or a pad or inspiring, man, I'm looking, I throw that punch and I visualize my opponent going down, you know.
You see it happen
I'm in the shower, just like, you know, under the water, just visualizing, you know, like for like sometimes it's like half an hour and I'll be like, oh shit, I'll be down, you know, visualizing and visualize what you want. You know, so yeah, visualization is such a big, powerful thing.
Well, this is the thing. I actually listened to a podcast the other day. I can't actually exactly remember who it was, but I know Joe Dispenza talks about it as well. But by visualizing the thing before it happens, you've already lived that experience.
He's got some good books, eh?
Man, some cool stuff, Joe Dispenza, yeah.
But like real deep and hard to understand some of them.
Yeah. He probably talks like a scientist.
Yeah,
You know what
I know.
mean?
It's like, it's all about like, it's, I can't even go into it.
But it's wild. Hey, like there's one that I read that was called Breaking the Habit of Being Yourself, and he talks deeply about meditation, you know, actually letting go of the old version of you, and how through meditation you can do that. But like you said, like it's visualization. By visualizing it, you're already living that experience.
Exactly.
When you get there, you've already been there 100 times.
Yeah.
I took a mate skydiving on the weekend, Chase, and he's
like, how'd he go?
Oh, bro, he loved it every second. He's signed up for his course now.
Yeah, okay,
sweet. Like, I've done this jump 100,000 times.
In your head,
like, I've seen it 100,000 times. I've seen every possible outcome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, sweet. So that there is like just a perfect example of visualization and how it can be used to actually power your life.
Daily visualization of the things that you want. And a lot of people with the weaker mindset, probably something if they're listening, this is what they need to work on. They're visualizing the wrong things.
Yes.
Because they're worried. If they're scared, people go into a fight, they're scared of getting knocked out, or people wanted to close a business scale, but they're scared of making that call. So they're thinking in their head, oh, what if they say no? What if they reject me? What if I get knocked out? They're visualizing and they're reinstating that to, the world. And that's what's going to happen.
And they've lived that experience before it happens, right?
Yeah.
So they've got that expectation.
Exactly. So you need to visualize the things that you want to happen.
Yeah.
So that's probably a real powerful one.
Is that something that you do daily as part of your morning or I guess daily routine?
Yeah, I don't know if it's just it's just natural, because it's like everything I do, I'm always visualizing. If I'm driving, I'm visualizing. Like if I've got a fight come up, I'll visualize the fight. If I've got work, I'm always visualizing it. When I'm out running, for half an hour at a time, that's an hour of me visualizing. When I'm training, I'm hitting the bag, I'm running, I'm hitting pads. I'm always visualizing. I'm visualizing that I'm in a ring in a fight and there's a crowd. Every time I throw a punch in sparring, I can hear that crowd, and I visualize a commentator, every time I go a 1-2 hook, I'll imagine a commentary. I'll go, fucking hell, the shots from Jayden, and I've done that since I was little. I remember sparring when I was a kid, and you sort of have this commentary in your mind. So yeah, visualization, man, it's so powerful, and you have to visualize what you want.
That's the thing, like, like you said previously, man, a lot of people focus on the negative in their life and they only see negative, right?
Yeah.
And there's this part of our brain called the RAS, or the reticular activating
Activating
system.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's literally our body's shit filter.
Uh-huh.
And then whatever you focus on is what you'll see. It's not that there's not good and bad both there, but if you're focusing on the bad, you'll only see the bad.
Yeah, and that'll happen.
If you start to focus on the good,
Yeah.
then you start to see the good. So for someone that's stuck in a negative mindset, what would be a piece of advice that you might give to them?
It's at the start, you know, if you're in a negative mindset and you're doubting yourself, that's all comes back to your visualization and your imagination. You're imagining things that you don't want to happen. That's why you're worried. You have to make a conscious effort to think of the good things. So think of you succeeding. So what you want to have a fight and you're worried because you're going to get knocked out or whatever. Okay. Yeah. It's going to take effort at the start to think of the right things, because it's your brain is automatically going to start bringing up these it's going to go on autopilot and start thinking of the wrong things. You have to tell it, okay, sweet, it's not how it's going to be. But after a while, it'll just become automatic. You'll start to think of, success and the right things after a while. But to start with, you have to make a conscious effort to visualize the right things.
I think meditation and visualization are exactly like that, right? It's like a muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you sit down and it's hard to sit down and actually tune out and let yourself visualize.
Yeah.
You've got all these thoughts, but just like any other muscle, the more you let it run wild or the more you let it work, the quieter the brain becomes, right?
Yeah.
And you can actually start to, I guess, put what you want out there and focus on what you want.
Yeah, but at the start, it takes conscious effort, punching the right technique. You have to concentrate on it so much, but then eventually it just come naturally. So conscious effort. Yeah, so just conscious effort just to visualize the right thing.
Now, where do you see yourself across the next 10 years? What is the future
10
hold for
years.
Jayden?
I love this question. People ask this, 10 years time, I'll have multiple world titles. I'll be a multiple time millionaire, traveling the world, big houses, a beautiful girlfriend and kids, or hopefully a wife and kids, traveling the world, big house, fast car, living the life of my dreams, but still on the fucking grind, working up at 4 every day, bed at 10 p.m., grinding, because nothing's ever good enough. Never become content.
Okay,
that's where I see myself.
That brings me to another question. And so the grinding all the time,
Yeah.
how do you fit a wife or kids into that, man?
You make it happen.
There's going to have to be an adjustment there.
You make shit happen.
Yeah. This is something I think a lot of people struggle with, is finding that balance, right? To actually have the thing.
Don't fucking find balance, bro. It's this word. I fucking hate this word, and it triggers me.
Yeah,
you trigger me, my bro.
Yeah, let's go,
right?
bro.
People,
no spinning back fist or elbows.
I'll get you from there, man. People are trying to find balance.
Yeah.
Right? There's no fucking balance. If you want to work on 9 to 5 and you go surfing on the weekends, partying and waste all your money, and you want to be balanced that way, no problem. Do it. But if you want big success in the millions, in the 1% team, you're not going to find balance. You're not going to find comfort. It doesn't work like that. People were like, "Oh, but I worked all day today." It's like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
People, they aren't willing to go to the next level, to really put in the work. They're like, "Oh, I really want to get in shape." Sweet. You want to get in shape? Well, how come you're still eating fucking shit food?
Yeah.
How come still going out on the weekends and partying and doing drugs and eating shit food? Why are you skipping the gym and taking days off?
Yeah.
Why? And what people say, "Oh, I want to get rich." Sweet. Why are you still working a 9 to 5? Why aren't you asking for extra hours? Why aren't you working late nights and weekends? Why aren't you progressing to a better pay? Why aren't you starting a side hustle and learning how to invest and networking? Why are you watching fucking Netflix when you should be reading a book? Why are you jerking off to porn and playing video games when you could be fucking working on your side hustle? "Oh, but I had a big day." Yeah, sweet. And now you're going to have a big fucking night. So put your head in a book and start taking some fucking notes.
Man, I think that's something you said there that really, I guess, resonated with me, that I haven't even heard anyone really talk about before, was comfort, right? And balance.
No such thing. No such thing.
The same thing, right? It's that comfort zone. Those are the things that are stopping you. So people are always looking for balance. But I heard this thing the other day, and I want to know your thoughts on it, right? So someone said to me that, balance, people look at it on a weekly scale. So it's like they work all hard all week, so then they go and get pissed on the weekend, right? But balance is all about the life. It's about working really hard in the first front of your life, so that then at the end of your life, you can have a nice relaxed time.
Exactly. You got to set yourself up, because there is no Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
There is no weekend. There's no public holidays. In my life, every day is exactly the same for the last 15 years. And people are like, it's 9 to 5, it's Monday to Friday. No, it's fucking not. If you want to live an average life, if you want to drive Lambos and fucking go on super yachts and first class private jets around the world, a 9 to 5 ain't going to get you there. It's Monday to Friday. It's 24 hours a day. You come home at work, you come home from work, and everyone is grabbing a beer and eating some frozen pizza or stuffing their face with some fucking KFC. You're not. You're going to the gym, you're coming home, having a protein shake, chicken and rice, then you're working till 1 a.m. on your side hustle. Yep. Then you're getting up at 4 a.m., you're going to the gym again, you're going back to your fucking 9 to 5. You know? Not these people who are just so comfortable and content with living the average matrix style lifestyle.
The Australian dream, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Get a 9 to 5, get an education, buy a house,
mortgage,
get married, kids, have a nice car, have an average car.
Exactly. If that's what you want, great, no problem. But if you want big success, it's never going to happen like that. Yeah. You have to think outside the box, and you have to really go above and beyond and put in the extra effort.
Yeah, so for someone that's stuck there with that 9 to 5 mindset, they're like, look, I want to have this shit, but I just don't know where to start. What would be the first thing that you'd say to them to start? What would be the first thing you'd tell them to focus on?
There's literally a million different things. First of all, turn off the TV, turn off fucking Netflix, read a book, take some fucking notes. Yeah. Watch, feed your brain good content. Like the first and most important thing for anything. Like people are like, oh, but I don't have time. I'll fucking make time.
Everyone's 24 hours in a day.
You need to be like, if you have big goals and ambitions, you're gonna have to be organized. You're going to have a packed fucking schedule from 4 a.m. to the morning till 10 o'clock at night, every single day, Monday to Sunday. So you have to be organized, right? Otherwise, things are gonna pop up left, right, and center. You're gonna miss this. You're gonna be late for that. You're gonna half-ass this. So everything has to be planned down to the fucking detail. What time you eat, what time you wake up, what time you sleep, what time you do your grocery shopping, what time you cook, what time you shit and take a piss, when you shower. Everything has to be planned. That way, nothing gets left out, nothing gets missed. It has to be done. I do mine a week in advance. So I do my schedule on a Sunday. Yep. So I know that I can execute my week with precision and intention. Nothing gets missed. And I always brag on social media about this, is that people need to be organized. They wing it and they wake up, oh, I'll start doing this. I'll go grocery shopping, and they get halfway grocery shopping. Shit, I had a meeting. They go in there, then they're late to the meeting. Oh, fuck, I got to go to the gym. And then they're rushing through their gym session so they can get out and go and party. And nothing. You have to be organized if you're gonna have a big and busy schedule.
I think that's another thing as well, like you said, with partying side of things. They're rushing to party.
Yeah.
But they say that they want this change. They want to do all this stuff. Yeah. But then the main priority is getting fucked up on the weekend.
Exactly. It's going to hinder you.
That's 20 push-ups and 20 squats every time I swear at
that. Oh, really?
20 push-ups and 20
You do them on camera.
Bro, that would take so long. I'll do them at the end, I promise you.
Yeah, no, I believe you. Yeah.
Bro, I did one the other day. I did a podcast app, and I said another thing I wanted to stop saying was obviously out of context, because it's like kind of undermining.
Yeah,
I said it right. And then I'm like, it's a solid podcast, so I just like sped it up, but I did the push-ups and the squats.
Oh, you did?
I was up on the desk doing the push-ups, bro.
Oh, really? Shit. Yeah, wicked.
Yeah, but it's one of those things, trying to break the habit. And I've been a lot better, bro. I swore like twice yesterday compared to what I used to be like, which is...
It was 40 push-ups and sit-ups?
Yeah,
mad.
Right. 40 push-ups, 40 squats.
Squats, sweet.
So imagine what I used to be like. I did time in jail, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's like every second word like a tradie.
Yeah. So, and did you do them back then?
Yeah. What do you mean?
Like, did you do the push-ups in jail?
No,
it wasn't a thing?
This is now. Like, obviously, I'm trying to break the habit by using those as like a deterrent.
Yeah, wicked.
So it's like, I think that sort of brings us into our next subject. So it's like habits, right? So everyone's got habits that don't serve them. Okay, everyone. I'm sure that you probably have some habits that don't serve you right now. What would you say would be one habit that you'd like to replace or change to help you become the man you want to be, to have all those titles and all those belts?
A habit. That is that I don't want to have.
Yeah, one that you think you could break, or one that you'd like to get rid of.
Yeah. See, I'm such a man of principles, morals, values, ethics, codes. I really struggle, and I'm sure there is one, because I'm nowhere near perfect, that's for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of something, and I don't know. There maybe. Like say in my day job, when I'm organizing security for hospitality and everything, that can, sometimes I get so busy with a couple other things, I'll forget about the, things I'm supposed to do in the day job.
Exactly what that's like,
or things will come up. But yeah, I honestly, I can't think of one of this.
So would you say maybe like organization of some sorts would probably be something you could work on?
Probably not organization, but just maybe like, because my schedule is packed full, right? But I'm also working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on call. So that can be hard. Probably, I don't know. You've really got me stumped with this question.
I want you to come back with me.
Yeah, come back with me. Whoa.
What do you mean, bro? We're already home. What are you talking about?
Let's go.
No, but I want you to come back to me with something that you think something comes to you, right?
Yeah.
You might do. But the reason I ask that question is because I know you probably you do PT, right, with Muay Thai, and there's a lot of guys that probably have habits they need to break. What would be the advice you give them to try and break those habits and overcome them?
Do as you say.
Yeah.
What you say you're going to do. As a man, as a good man, a strong man, you need to, if you say you're going to do something, you fucking do it.
Yeah.
Like And if you don't want to do it, or it's something that you're second guessing, you're not sure, or might have something, don't say it. Like if you say you're going to train, go and fucking train. If you say you're going to eat a certain way or stick to a diet, do it. If you say you're going to go and study, stick to it. Do it and don't stop until you're finished. That's the problem. People will say this and say that. I used to work in the clubs to get people come in and they're like, oh, I'm starting this goal or this project or this diet, whatever. But then 2 weeks later and I see them and they're out in the club and they're drinking piss and they're snorting shit up their nose and, doing the complete opposite of what they said they were going to do because they can't do what they said they were going to do.
They're goal setters, not goal getters.
Yeah, they can't resist temptation. They can't make the right sacrifices. They can't do what they said they were going to do. So if you say you're going to do something, do everything in your power to make that happen.
Yeah, 100%. Now, there's this saying that's I think it goes something like this. Anyways, it's weak men create tough times.
Yep.
Tough times create
Strong men.
hard men or strong men.
Yep.
Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men.
Weak men, like a cycle.
Yeah, cycle.
Yeah.
Now, I feel like we're stuck in that stage of weak men, to be honest.
Absolutely.
Like, you look around the world, like Joe Biden, that was the president of the United States.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't even, to be honest, I barely even know who he is because I don't
follow
watch
that
the
shit
news.
either,
Yeah.
bro, but like you just like all the shit you see on social media and
Yeah.
stuff about him. It's like he's been impeached now for reasons, right? He's been
Really?
stepped down, yeah.
Oh,
so that just speaks leaps and bounds about it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
these are the kind of people that are running the world. So. And you look around as well, like there's so much crime shot down on the Gold Coast, especially, man.
bad at the moment.
Cars go missing. I've had mates'
Yeah.
cars go missing and all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff. Like literally taking their kid out of the car, gone inside the house. And
Yeah.
to me, I feel like this is due to the fact that these kids aren't getting spanked. They're not getting
Yeah.
raised by tough men.
No, they're not. This
So-
is a very controversial topic, and I'm all for controversial.
Oh,
but,
I'm all about it, bro. 100%.
I don't know. This obviously everyone knows how the society is going. They're culling masculinity as being labelled as a bad thing, right?
Yep.
But it's not if you do it in the right sense.
Right.
Just there's a difference between being a good, strong, committed, loyal man, and that's obviously has masculine. There's a difference between that and just being a complete jerk and being a complete, misogynistic asshole. There's a difference. You can still be masculine and be a man of principle, a good man who takes care of his family and works hard and does the right thing and gives back and helps others. And you're not a fucking misogynistic asshole. There's ways of doing it without being a complete fucking Fruit Loop,
I think that masculinity has been misconstrued.
Yeah.
Misconstrued completely, right? Because
like everything in life through social media and the news. You know?
but not only that, I guess just because of the generation to generation that comes up, it's like these days, if you're a man, it's like you're rooting heaps of bitches, like you're taking drugs, you're doing this, you're doing that.
Yeah.
You got heaps of cash, but you're being a dick with it.
Yeah.
You're drinking piss with the boys, whatever it might be. That's what's seen as manly. But to me, that's not manly at all. That's that's really just low life behavior.
Yeah. I mean, if that's... So I'm trying to be like an open-minded person and not judge people like that. Like, if that's something you want to do, you want to go, do it. Like, there's nothing wrong with it.
Everyone goes through that phase, right?
Yeah. Like,
but
if
when
that's...
you continue doing it...
Yeah. I mean, if you want to do it for your whole life, like, if that's the life, if that's what makes you happy, fucking do it. If having 10 girlfriends makes you happy, fucking do it. There's literally nothing wrong with it. And there's some...
Apart from the people that get hurt in the process.
Yeah, don't hurt anyone in the process. Be open about it. But there are some...
That's it. Be open, right?
Like, there's some religions that allow you to have multiple wives. Like, if that's you and that's what you want to do and that's your religion, there's nothing wrong with it. Because trust me, a lot of guys out there want to have 10 fucking girlfriends and want to have 10 wives.
I can barely do one, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Come on,
But
10.
like, if that's what you want to do what makes you happy and do but doesn't mean you have to be open about it and make sure no one gets hurt in the process. But I kind of lost what we were talking about.
We're talking about masculinity.
Yeah, masculinity. But yeah, if like some guys like doing that, if that's what you like doing, that's great. Be open about it. But as you said, don't let anyone get hurt in the process.
Being open about it, right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing, like obviously what masculinity was once upon a time to what it is now are two different things.
Yeah.
What is masculinity to you? What does that actually speaking like the word masculinity? What does it mean to you?
It's hard to define in sort of one sentence or in one definition, but being, and it's going to be different for every individual, right?
Yeah, I
but
believe
like
that.
a good man, a strong man, a masculine man will obviously... the physical side, you're going to eat healthy, you're going to train hard, you're going to be a man of fucking physical stature and presence, as if you want to be a strong man and you're fucking a skinny, weak little runt that nothing fits you, well then you're not going to be a masculine man. You have to have physical presence. Go to the gym, do weights, do combat sports, do cardio, train hard, eat well, that way you're not a skinny little runt that doesn't fit his clothes, or you're fat and overweight and you have to, shop at Johnny Big or something like that, and you just and you look like shit. When people see you, they don't respect you. You're too skinny, you got no muscle definition, or you're fat and overweight. No one's going to look at you like a good, strong man, and it's going to deter people away from wanting to do business with you, or wanting to be friends with you, or for girls, having relationships and having sex with you. That's going to deter them. So the first and foremost, having a physical masculine presence, getting in good shape, not just having clothes that fit you, but you fit your clothes. That way you put your arm in a sleeve, your veins are popping, you fill out the sleeve, you feel good, and people can see through your shirt. Fuck, that guy's masculine. Yeah, let's just leave him. He knows what he's doing. He knows what's up. You will get that natural respect from girls, from boys, from business partners, from friends, from family, from everything. So first of all, masculinity means having a good, strong physical presence. So that's the first thing people judge you on. Doesn't matter how tailored your suit is. If you're skinny or extremely overweight, people can see straight through it. Get in shape first and foremost. Second thing, relationships. How do you allow other people to treat you? All right. If you are a good, strong, masculine man, you don't have to be a dick or a complete fucking ignorant asshole, but your relationship, so your business relationship, are you working your job you hate, your boss or the guy you work for talks to you like shit, your co-workers talk to you like shit, your kids don't respect you, your wife cheats on you and talks to you like shit and treats you like shit, and she's not happy with you, she doesn't support you, she gives you a hard time. Again, your relationships. If you're a good, strong, masculine man, you won't put up with a nagging. Right? Your kids will respect you, they will love you because they know you're the man, you bring home the money, you love your wife, you take care of your wife, you do the right things and you treat them well. Your business people that you work for or that work for you, they're all going to respect you. They're going to work with you. You're going to love it when you come to the office and like, oh shit, the boss is here. Fucking everyone pretend they're they're going to love it when you walk in. So aura. You go to someone and you got a new business idea and you go to people and they're all open about it. Even if it's a shit business idea, they're still for it because they know who you are. You get that. You get good. The respect you've from people naturally because people know, okay, sweet, you've ticked the first box, you're masculine, you have a physical presence, you have good relationships is the second one. You have good relationships with people, and if not, you cut them, you don't let them in your life. You cut off, you don't let people in your life that don't serve you any purpose or treat you like shit. That would be the second part. The third part would be, and this is one I'm real big on, is the standards that you set for yourself. Right, so you've got to hold yourself to a high standard. All right, and everyone around you as well, which was the second point. But if you need to hold yourself, you need to set yourself high goals, and hold yourself accountable, and hold yourself to some degree of achievement. So. Bit of a long answer, but to answer your question, what does masculinity mean for me? What we went over, the three things, was first having a masculine physical presence. Secondly, the relationships, the people that you allow into your life, how they treat you, how you treat them, what they think of you, how they respect you, and what they think of you. Obviously, your character and your reputation, and also how you hold yourself. So, do you have big goals? Do you work hard, or do you just are you just happy living a cruise control lifestyle? So. Those are the three things that I would base masculinity on. Obviously, you go into detail, there'll be a million other things, but
I
would say those are my three.
That was definitely in depth, man.
Yeah, it was.
Really I love that.
Yeah, we could keep going on hours about that. I love it.
We just have this podcast all about masculinity and the lack thereof that we see.
There's a big lack.
Yeah, man. But okay, so to the kids coming up, right? If there's some younger audience out there listening to this, what would be the advice that you give them to, I guess, start to become better men, to become the role models that they never had? What would be something that you'd give to them?
Well, out of those three topics I gave you, the first one, you got to take care of your body, all right? It's like a race car. You put shit fuel in it, it's going to perform like shit. Analogy, and eventually after 100,000 kilometers, it's going to break down. It's going to be like shit, right? You need to take care of your body because it serves you, it's the longevity, the performance that you get out of it. Eat good food, drink enough water, get enough sleep to a certain extent.
Contradict what you're saying earlier. But no, I agree.
It's a catch-22, that one.
As you get older, you need more sleep.
Yeah, of course.
It's like the opposite, right? You start as a baby, you need all the sleep in the world. As you get to teenage, you don't need as much sleep. Then you get to 30,
old.
40,
yeah.
Give me all the sleep.
It's a bit of a grey area, that one, but somewhat. Take care of yourself, get enough sleep, do cardio, do combat training, do weight training, eat good food, a good level, a base level of, taking care of yourself. So, to develop more masculinity for the younger men is, first and foremost, get a physical presence, and then all the other things that comes with self-presentation, obviously wearing the right clothes and all that kind of stuff, looking people in the eye, shaking the hand, all that kind of thing. You go in depth with that. Yep. Second thing is the relationships, which is the second point. My advice to younger people would be, learn the basics, learn how to look someone in the eye in a business meeting or your friend, shake their hand. Don't have a fucking dead fish handshake. Look them in the eye like this, like that. What is that? Shake hands hard. Look people in the eye. Basic manners with whoever you're dealing with. Have please, thank yous, yes, and older generation, Mr. and Mrs. whatever their name is. Basic old school values and respect. Do the right thing. Whatever it is you do the right thing. Help others. Give back without the expectation of anything in return. Help others without the need for recognition. You don't have to tell everyone about it. You don't have to post it on social media. Do the right thing. Be a good person. And develop relationships. When you go into a thing, you meet a nice woman, don't just think, what's the easiest way to get in her pants? That's just fucking wasting time. Well, how can I make this girl feel special? How can I, if you get into a relationship with someone, how can I spoil her? How can I make her happy? Because if you do that, in turn, she will naturally make you happy. Don't just think about yourself. Think about what can you do for the world? What can you do for other people? And that's a big reason why I help teach kids and give them Muay Thai for nothing, because I know how much it meant to me back when I was a kid, So that would be the second advice I give them. Be a good person, give back to the world. And the third, I can't even remember what the third piece of advice was to give, but we're talking about, self accountability. The third part of my advice to younger people would be, have set things that you want to do. Have morals, have principles, have beliefs, have character that you don't break for anyone. This is what I do. Yep, this is what I do. This is who I am. This is what I believe, and I don't break that for anyone, anywhere, anytime, for any reason, under any circumstances. I don't care if there's a girl around that doesn't like what I do. I'm going to do it. I don't care if there's, some guy that I'm trying to get a job off or trying to close a big off. I do what I do.
So stay true to yourself. Be authentic.
Exactly. That's a good way to put it. Stay true to yourself. Do what you do. Stay committed. Work your ass off, and have aspirations in life. So that would be, those 3 points would be my biggest, thing that I would give. And I found that helped for me.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of value there, man. I think a lot of people will take a lot of that, not even just young people, but just in general, because there's so many adults that don't even follow those, 3 rules, like you said.
Yeah.
And I think that just by the big one for me was authenticity, right?
Yeah.
By being authentic and being true to yourself, it's not going to only just improve your life, but the life of those around you, because
100%.
people are going to be able to trust you.
Yep.
You can trust yourself, which means you're going to follow through on something.
Yeah.
Which I think is very powerful.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before we finish up, brother, I like this to ask this question to everyone that jumps on here, just to see the answers. And I want the first thing that pops into your head, right? The first thing.
Fast answer?
Yeah, this first thing, all right?
Ooh, okay.
All the money in the world, what would you do with it?
I'd give half of it to charity. Wait, as much money as I wanted, or all of it?
Yeah, no, so if you had all the money in the world, what would be the first thing you'd do?
Oh, right. Well, the first and foremost, obviously you go out and you buy all the nice cars, you buy the nice house, you'd have a living experience. But after a few weeks, man, that shit would get boring. And any I'm not a millionaire, but I can tell you any other millionaire, this is why a lot of, big rich people, they just don't dress in really nice clothing. They don't go out and do all the nice things. They don't drive the fast cars. They're so basic cars, basic fucking clothes, because that shit gets boring after a while. So obviously I'd go out and I'd do that stuff and enjoy it. But after a couple of weeks, it would get boring. So then you go out and then you see, okay, what can I provide to the world now? There's so much shit that you can do that's never ending. Feed starving children, get homeless people off the street, get kids out of, the wrong thing, put them on the right direction in life, build schools in foreign, third world countries. The list is endless, So after a couple of weeks of, obviously you lose the novelty of being rich, go out there and fucking do something with it, contribute.
Yeah.
So.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah,
Thanks
fuck
so much, man. Now, if people want to find you, brother, where can they find you? How can they find you? How can they talk to you?
Just basically Instagram, mate.
Yep.
At Jayden Eynaud Kickboxer. I'm sure there'll be a link or something somewhere.
Yeah, and if anyone wants to come and feel that spinning back elbow, or even just talk back to you in Surface Paradise.
No, I don't do that, man. It's but I guess if there's any opponents, maybe.
Yeah,
but Yeah, outside the ring, outside the gym, bro, that doesn't happen.
But you coach also, so
Coach,
if
yeah.
someone wanted to come find you for some coaching and learn,
Yep.
learn
Yeah,
the
definitely
art
jump
of
on board.
obviously Muay Thai.
Yeah, 100%. I'm always I'm a little bit booked out at the moment.
Yep.
Time is very limited. Just having such a full schedule, and
Yep.
and most guys are my regular. But eventually, yeah, if you do want to learn, there'll be some spaces coming up probably
Yeah.
the next few months. Yeah, 100%.
And
Let's
so
get
they'll
you in
just
for a
reach out to you.
session.
Hey,
I said you have to get you in for a session,
I'll be
man.
keen, brother.
Yeah?
I'll be keen, yeah, 100%. I've done a couple of classes with James. James
Wicked
Honey.
Bods, yeah.
Yeah, Wicked Bods there. Bro.
He hits
So-
hard, bro.
Yeah,
He hits
bro.
real hard, yeah.
Yeah,
And he's
yeah.
fighting soon.
I know, man. I'm very keen for that. Actually,
That's going to be
double header, bro.
Yeah, the 4-man.
Ooh, yeah.
That's going to be mad.
gonna be
Good
gangster.
lineup of fights that night.
Really looking
so,
forward to that,
yeah,
man.
stoked.
Anyways, Jayden, thanks very much.
Thanks for having me on, bro. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
Fuck, yeah.